check, 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 mic testing, check, 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 test, 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 check, test, check, test, test, check, test, check, test. Check.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha and Namaste to everyone present here. Today we are here to celebrate the International Yoga Day in 21st. Yoga is the journey of the it is the perfect way to unite body, mind and spirit. With that saying, I would like to extend a warm welcome to everyone for the International Yoga Day organized by the Center of Excellence Art and Culture, Sri Shankar Lal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College for Women. Prayer is the most powerful way to invoke the blessing of the Almighty. नमो अरियन्तानं नमो सिद्ध्यानं नमो आयर्यानं नमो वजायानं नमो लोये सवसहुनं एसो पञ्चनमुकारो सवपापवनाशनो मङ्गलानञ्चे सवेसिम् पदमं हवै मङ्गलम् I now request COE-A&C Student Coordinator Ms. Vedashri to deliver the welcome address.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Yoga is the journey of discovering the self. It is an ancient and beautiful practice of India that is linked to all aspects, namely physically, spiritually, and mentally. It calms and relaxes your body and soul. It is my immense pleasure to welcome one and all present here for today's event. I gladly welcome our COE-A&C Director and our COE-A&C faculty member and participants. On this auspicious day, I wholeheartedly welcome our guest, Dr. Swati B.S., who will be speaking about Langanam Parama Aushadam, benefits of fasting, and Sri Abhinav Kadambi, who will be speaking about Pranayama, an elixir for health. Once again, I welcome everyone.
Thank you, Vedashri. I now request our intern coordinator, Ms. Yogini, to kindly introduce the guest of the day, Dr. Swati B.S. and Sri Abhinav Kadambi.
Dr. Swati B.S. She's completed BNYS and MD in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore. She has done her fellowship in Traditional Chinese Medicine, National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. She has worked as acupuncturist in one of the top naturopathy hospitals, and presently she is working in the School of Yoga and Naturopathy Medicine, SVYASA, University, Bangalore, as Assistant Professor and Medical Officer, handling Department of Biochemistry and Diet and Nutrition. Academic accomplishments. She has secured University 7th rank in BNYS 2016, secured University 1st rank in MD Diet and Nutrition 2022. Awards. She has been a resource person for workshops conducted for state level rovers and rangers. She has also been a resource person for Women's Week celebration, Mahi 2021, creating self for leadership. She has also done an awareness talk on corona pandemic in SDM ITI Women's College. Conferences and camps. Few of the conferences and camps attended are National Institute for Food Fest Hyderabad NN 2018, National Nutrition Conference in KSH College, Bangalore, webinar on research methodology conducted by RGUHS Bangalore. Next, Abhinav Kadambi. He is the 7th generation paternal descendant He is the 7th generation paternal descendant of Yogi. Academic accomplishments. He has done his BTech in Bioengineering and MTech in Medical Nanotechnology. He has been in the international experience in STEM research, biomedical device design and fabrication, animal cognition and behavior, and cognitive neuroscience and science journalism. He's also completed his MA in Sanskrit from University of Madras, Chennai. Currently, he is doing his PhD research in Sanskrit under the guidance of Sri Dr. O.R. Devnath Swami at University of Madras, Chennai. Apart from teaching, he has also done research in Sanskritam, yoga, and also transcript manuscripts from and to Sanskritam. Thank you so much for accepting our invite. Good day.
Thank you, Yogini. I now request the guest, Dr. Swati, to take over the session.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. Can you see the presentation? Okay, okay. Good morning, everyone. First of all, happy 9th International Yoga Day to one and all who are present here. Myself, Dr. Swati B.S. Okay, thank you for the brief introduction what was being given. So I hope everybody would be knowing that today we are going to speak regarding fasting. Okay, especially that is Upavasa, what we call in Sanskrit. Okay, so what is this fasting? So today we'll be discussing that. What is fasting, how religious effects or how religion is related to fasting, and also the scientific basis, what is the uses of it, what are the benefits of it. I heard that being a Jain college, even you people are practicing this, particularly something called as Chaturmasa fasting. So we will also discuss in brief about what is this Chaturmasa fasting also. I hope everybody is very eager to know whatever you're following and what are the uses and benefits of it. Okay, today's topic is Langhanam Paramaushadam. So what is this Langhanam Paramaushadam? According to Ashtanga Hridaya, it is been told that Langhanam Paramaushadam, it means what? Fasting is the supreme medicine. Okay, so Sarva Roga Malaha Vashaha Langanam Paramaushadam. It was told by Rishi Vagbhata in Ashtanga Hridaya Samhita. Sarva Roga Malaha Vashaha means all the diseases, Malaha is nothing but the toxins. Okay, all these toxins from the body will be eliminated by doing something called as fasting. So this fasting is nothing but in the Sanskrit word upavasa. Upavasa is upa. When we divide the word upa and vasa, upa is near, vasa means to stay. To stay near to God is called as upavasa. How beautifully this has been explained as upavasa regarding this fasting. It means what? Your mind is pure, you're being near to the God, you're being like, you're going a higher level to the spirituality. Okay, not only that, you will gain some self-discipline by practicing this fasting. And the English word fasting, from where does it come? It comes from a word called feasten. Feasten is nothing but to stay determined or to stay away from the food or drink. Okay, you're doing something called fasting. And there is a difference between fasting and starvation. Okay, fasting is something which, for example, if somebody is not giving you food for a particular day of time, somebody, hello, is it audible? Okay, okay. Okay, for example, when somebody is not giving you food or anything and you are craving for that food and you feel like eating that food, okay, what does that mean? That is starving. Somebody is purposefully, forcefully not giving you anything. But what is fasting? You're doing it voluntarily. By yourself, you want to do the procedure. Okay, that is voluntary abstinence from the food or the drink. And you're having one motive, right? There are different types of fasting. For example, you're doing it for the purpose of religious aspects. Okay, so religious aspects, that is called as the Chatur fasting, what is being followed right now. It can be some other motive for the therapeutical aspect also. For example, to cure some disease also, you can do a fasting. Okay, and not only that, for the political purposes also. You may have heard, right? Mahatma Gandhi ji fasted for the Satyagraha, and even recent, like the past history, what says about Anna Hazare, they have all done fasting. Why this fasting was done? They had a motive of gaining something against corruption. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi ji to for the independence or during the satyagraha. Okay, so they have a motive. So always fasting will be done for a certain period of time. It is a voluntary abstinence with a certain motive of yourself. Okay, so that motive is nothing but either therapeutic, or you are having some religious motive, or you also will be having some a kind of political motive. Okay, it is also called as a physician within. And we say that, as I already told, in naturopathy, what we have learned is nothing but about naturopathy and yoga. In naturopathy, fasting tells that it doesn't only cure the disease, but it provides an opportunity for the body to treat itself. What does this mean? It's like by doing fasting, your diseases will not be cured by itself. Fasting is not the cause for it. Okay, what is the main reason is, for example, you take a vehicle. Okay, you take a vehicle, and after few kilometers it has been used or utilized, they are telling that you have to give it for the servicing, right? So what you will be doing is, you, after it runs for so and so kilometer, you give the vehicle to the service center, you clean it, or the servicing will be done of all the parts of the vehicle. Same way for the body also. Don't you think even for the body needs servicing? So that servicing is done by fasting. Every day you'll be eating food, feeding the body with lots of food, different types of food. Always your digestive system is active, always your body is active. So what happens here? You will never give rest to the body. So the rest will be given by fasting. Fasting is nothing but rest to your digestive system, so that all your energy, the vital force, what we say, the jiva force or the vital energy, okay, that will be utilized to heal the body, rejuvenate the body. Okay, healing the body. For example, if you can observe that if there is a wound, and if you're fasting, the wound will heal without a scar. That is the magic or miracle of fasting. Many diseases can be treated only by fasting and diet. Medicine is nothing but, it is only one and only medicine which is required or which is utilized for many of the conditions also. Okay, and according to religion, if we speak, almost all the religions will be following this fasting, right? In Christianity, they'll be fasting during the Easter or Good Friday. We have in the Islamism or in the Muslims, they fast during the Ramadan. The 1 month of fasting will be done. And even in Hinduism, we have Sankashti, Ekadashi, and also Mahashivratri, Navaratri. These are the different types of fasting. And even in Jainism, we have different types of fasting, like 1 day fasting, or 1 meal per day, or you drink only water in a day, or there is Varshi Tap, that is nothing but 1 year of fasting, alternate days fasting, that is called. Okay, fasting doesn't mean you don't eat or drink anything. It also means that you eat little less, okay, not more than the regular intake what you're taking, or you eat only fruits in that particular day, or you drink only water or the fruit juices. Any different types of fasting can be done. It is not necessary that fasting means what people will think, ayo, fasting, it's like we don't have to eat anything, I'll feel tired. No, that is not the way. Fasting should be done happily, and your body's stored energy will be utilized during the fasting. That I'll be telling later how it is. Okay, so same way here, different religions also has the fasting. Why this is done in the religion is mainly because there will be something called as what we are doing is sins or karma. Okay, this to reduce our sins or the karma, or to go for the penance, that is you feel sorry for whatever wrong you have done, right? You do that through the fasting to reduce your bad karma and reduce the sins what you are done in this present life. That is why fasting is being done, right? Even in Jainism, most of the fasting will be done like you believe in kind of what ahimsa. Okay, so small organisms also you will be considering as the minute creatures. Even if you kill or by unknowingly also it will be done, you people will be very guilty. So to reduce those sins, fasting is the best therapy according to that of the religious aspect. And another thing is to reach to the higher spirituality. What we will be doing is, we have eyes, nose, ears, mouth, everything. Okay, different 5 senses are there. These 5 senses will cause distractions in our day-to-day basis, right? You see good dresses, you see good things you want to buy, you see something very good which smells good, you feel like eating it. These are the senses. We have desires. Okay, so by seeing somebody else, she has a good phone, I also want that same kind of phone. These are desires. Okay, so to control the senses, these 5 senses, yoga is very much essential. Okay, now along with yoga, fasting is the best therapy to control our senses. Why? Because during fasting, what you'll do, you'll not eat any kind of special or the food which you like. Okay, so you control your tongue, you control the sight what you're seeing, you control your smell. Okay, you have control over your mind. The power of controlling your mind will be built by your fasting. Okay, so that is also a very important act, and also it helps you to reach to the higher states of spirituality. I'll give few examples regarding the historical highlights from where fasting has come. So there are lots of examples. Few among them, it's like you might have known King Dasharatha. Okay, Dasharatha Maharaja, father of Lord Rama, he and his wives were infertile, means they were not able to bear a child. Okay, so what they did is they had done something called as kalpa therapy, that is mono diet fasting, means they'll eat only one type of fruit or one type of vegetable or one type of grain, only one food for a longer duration of time they'll be eating it. Okay, after doing this along with the pujas and yajnas, they were able to give birth to the children. Okay, that is one of the example, but exactly it is not been told that what kind of fasting they have done, but it is kalpa therapy which is been mentioned in the literatures. And same way, you also know about Bhishma. The first picture what you're seeing is Lord Bhishma lying down in the arrow of deathbed. Okay, why? Because his father had given him a boon that you can die whenever you are feeling like or whenever you want to. Because of his sacrifice, he had given that boon. So he had waited in the Yuddha, during the Mahabharata, the Yuddha, he had waited for a very long time to leave his body. Why? Because when he was pricked with the arrows, that was a time called as Dakshinayana. Okay, Dakshinayana is a time which is right now from the rainy season what we are facing, no, that is we have 6 seasons according to the Hindu this thing, that is called as Sharad, Varsha, Sharad and Hemanta, which are the 3 seasons which comes in Dakshinayana. Varsha is rainy season, Sharad is autumn season, that all the leaves will be falling, right? That is autumn season. And third one is Hemanta, that is the first phase of your winter season. That comes in the December or up to the Jan also. Okay, so this is called as Varsha, Sharad and Hemanta. This is Dakshinayana. We call it as southern solstice. And something there is Uttarayana, which is called as northern solstice, that starts from your late winter. The later winter season is called Shishira Rutu. Then also we have Vasanta Rutu and Grishma Rutu. Vasanta Rutu is something but spring season, where flowering season, mangoes. Recently we finished, right, Yugadi and these things, that is Vasanta season. And next we get it is nothing but the Grishma season, that is summer season. Those 3 are considered as Uttarayana, that is northern solstice. So it is told that if a person dies during the northern solstice, he will not have a rebirth. He is always getting moksha. So this Bhishma also wanted the same. So in the deathbed, he was waiting for the Uttarayana to occur, and he gave up his body, his soul gave up his body on the time of Uttarayana. Okay, that is the day when he left the his body, so that he'll not return back to the earth, he'll not get the rebirths. And during this time when he was lying down in deathbed, no, he was completely under fasting, drinking only water. Okay, and he has advised to his younger, like the children's, that doing fasting, okay, he has advised that doing fasting is the only remedy for many diseases, and it is the only remedy for your sins. Okay, fasting is the best thing what you can do in life to reduce your bad karmas from your life. That is what even he did at the end of his death. So there are many examples of fasting like this. Even in Jesus fasted for 40 days. Okay, even in Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad Prophet also had fasted for 40 days for their particular reasons. So same way it has been there in almost all the religions. Not only in India, or Indian culture, the other cultures also do practice the fasting. Like for example, Egyptians and the Greeks also. Okay, Egyptians, it is told that they are the healthiest of people in the whole world. Previously, it was told like that. Why? Because they were fasting regularly and they also practiced purging. Purging is vomiting. You drink a certain amount of water and you tickle your throat so that you're vomiting. It removes your bile or pitta. When you're fasting and doing this kind of kriya, Vamana Dauti, it is called in yoga, yogic therapy it is. Okay, your complete diseases will be vanished. Pitta is the main cause, or bile is the main cause for most of the diseases, your skin diseases, your excess cholesterol level in the body, or the recent cardiac attacks, or the cardiac is like the heart diseases. Okay, all that will not be there if the fasting and the purging what is done by the Egyptians. Same way, Paracelsus, you can see in the slide that a person called Paracelsus who told that fasting is the greatest remedy. Fasting is a physician within. It means what? That fasting doesn't only cure the disease, it helps the body to cure itself. It means it is providing the opportunity for the body to heal itself. It is not a medicine what you're giving. Fasting is not a medicine, it is a procedure where during that procedure your body tries to heal itself. Your healing process becomes faster, you'll be getting cured faster. Even when you're having fever, right? Acute disease, what we call fever, until and unless it is a very severe kind like that of typhoid, malaria or dengue, common viral fevers also can be treated only by fasting off with the lemon honey or particular juices. According to the person, we can change the juices also. So coming to the Chaturmasa fasting. Chaturmasa is 4 months. Okay, so as I told, this comes in the Dakshinayana period. Right now, the rainy season which we are there is the Dakshinayana period which we are here. Okay. So we have the rainy season which is starting right now, okay, and next that is Varsha, and next is Sharad Rutu, that is autumn season. After rainy season, what happens? All the leaves of the tree starts falling, okay, it is a cycle of the trees, okay, same way cycle of this thing. So what happens here in Varsha and Sharad Rutu? Right now, you feel that, right, rainy season, what happens? The sunlight will be less, okay, you feel emotionally imbalanced also, because sunlight is very, very important to activate you. It produces the happy hormone in your body called serotonin. So if this happy hormone is not produced, you tend to feel depressed, okay, and your 3 prakritis are there in your body, that is Vata, Pitta and Kapha Prakriti. All these 3 prakritis will be imbalanced during the rainy season. Kapha means what? The moisture content in your body, that will be increased to very high extent, leads to Shita or like cold, cough, fever. This is common, no, during rainy season. That and diseases are very much common during rainy and autumn season also. That is because during the change of the season from Dakshinayana to Uttarayana or Uttarayana to Dakshinayana, the mid of the month or the change will cause very much disturbance in the body, leading to diseases. That is why we have something called festivals, and we follow some procedures during festivals to treat our body, and also we follow fasting to treat ourselves during this kind of diseases or variation in Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And Pitta also increases during this time. Vata imbalance will be there. Joint pains will be more, and even giddiness or the feverish kind of sensation. Pitta will increase your heat in the body. During rainy season that happens because your body should be warm during that time. Okay. But what happens due to the imbalance of this Vata, Pitta and Kapha Prakriti in the body, leading to diseases. So this is the time when Chaturmasa fasting comes, where very, very important. Fasting also helps to improve your immunity. So that is why elder people have already told that. Hello? Hello, is it audible? Okay, fine. Okay. So elderly people have already told that they in the Vedas, or they have made this as a procedure where Chaturmasa fasting is done. Not only this, various other types of fasting is also done in the religious aspects. Okay. So here you can see in the slide, Varsha and Sharad Rutu is there. In that we have Shravana, Bhadra, Ashwini, Kartika. And this Chaturmasa starts from the Ashada month. That is mid of the Ashada, from the June. It can continue up till mid of October. Okay. Mid of of June to mid of October, the 4 months it will be continued like this. What it is told that gods will be sleeping during this time. You might have heard your parents or your elders telling that during Ashada or this kind of month, good things should not be done, like marriages should not be done or good pujas cannot be done. Why? Because gods are not there to bless you. That is according to religious aspect. Okay, it is told that gods will be sleeping during this time, especially Lord Vishnu. It is told that he'll be lying down in his the Shayana posture in the sea on the bed of the snake. Okay, and the shloka which tells that Varshikangsha Ture Masan Vahayat Kena Chinnaraha Vritena Na Chedanteshu Teti Kilbisham Vastaro Vatsaro Bhavam. It means what? Like this is the time Varshikangshetura means what? During this 1 year of time you will be given this 4 months of period where the gods will be sleeping, and this is the time when you have to do some vritena na chedanteti. That is nothing but if you're not doing this kind of vrita like that of fasting, okay, you will lead into diseases, okay, or your sins will not reduce, it will be the same. It is the time given for you to reduce your sins. If you're not utilizing this moment, your bad karma will continue and you will also have it in your next janma also, and even the diseases will be aggravating. So to stop this, what you have to do is vrita. That vrita is nothing but in the form of fasting. So this Chaturmasa starts from Ashada Shukla Ekadashi, that is during the full moon, the 11th day of the full moon, to that of Kartika Shukla Ekadashi, that is the end of your Chaturmasa fasting, that when your Dakshinayana season will be ending. Okay. Now as I told, during the time of Dakshinayana season, there are many problems. Mental imbalance will be there. Emotional disturbances will be there. Why? Because scientifically speaking, sunlight will be less, your serotonin in the body will be less. That leads to your mental disturbances also. You'll feel depressed, you don't feel like doing anything, you feel like sleeping inside your home because you're feeling cold because of the rainy season. That can be the reason. Or dosha imbalance can also occur. Diseases will be there. As I told, kapha dosha is very much increasing and your digestive fire is very, very low. Your digestion power is low. So you should not eat heavy foods at this time. You should eat only very light food. That is what you people are doing during the Chaturmasa fasting. Okay, you're eating the light kind of food and the less food what you're eating, so that you'll not put more pressure on your digestive system for the fasting. Immunity will be very low because your body will be prone to diseases, because your vata pitta is been pitta and kapha are completely disturbed. That's why you may lead to diseases. Okay, allergies will be more. So all this diseases can be controlled to improve your immunity, and all fasting would be helpful. And it is told that in Chaturmasa there are particular rules which is being followed. Okay, so these rules are nothing that you'll be eating only 1 meal per day, right? According to me, it is like 1 meal per day will be taken. Okay, so in the shloka in Ayurveda it is told that Eka Bhuktam Mahayogi, that is eating 1 times is the person who is a yogi. Dvibhuktam Maharogi, eating twice is Mahabhogi. He is the person who is with luxury. Okay, and the Tribhuktam Maharogi, he means eating 3 times, then you are completely having diseases at. Okay, so these days you can see, before our elders or ancestors, they used to not eat like how we are eating right now. We will eat junk food, we will eat the bakery foods, the evening time, the snack food, again at night also we'll be eating, after sunset also we'll be eating. This is very bad procedure what is being followed. And you can see, even though the medical system has grown so much, diseases are also increasing so much. What is the reason? Because the main reason is our food and the pollution what is happening. Okay, so one thing what we can control by ourselves is doing fasting or eating quite amount less during a particular period of time, where we can improve our system. Okay, and something called as ayachit is practiced, that eating only what is been given and only grains and lentils. Okay, and this season Jainism fasting, how it will be like, they'll not be eating any kinds of fruits or vegetables, or they'll be eating only grains and lentils or dals kind. Why this is followed is because during rainy season, more of the organisms will be there in that particular plants. So if you're eating that, it is like you're killing the lives of the organisms. That is the one of the reason. Okay. And another thing is that not eating the root vegetables and all. Okay, the carrots or the onions or the underground vegetables. It means that there are 5 types of senses. Okay. Creatures which has only 1 sense of touch, creatures which has 2 sense, 3 sense, like this different types of senses will be there. Okay. And okay, just a minute. This is what we have: Ekendriya, Dvidendriya, Tridendriya, Chaudendriya and Panchendriya Jiva. That is with only touch, then touch, and also we have that also we have this kind of touch and taste. Then Tridendriya is touch, taste and smell. Next is touch, taste, smell, and also you have the kind of called as the sight, the seeing. Touch, taste, smell, sight and seeing. And then your Panchendriya is touch, taste, you all the 5 senses which we have: the touch, the taste, the smell, okay, and the hearing, and also seeing, sight. That is humans. And Chaudendriya, you will be having the smaller creatures like that of the spiders, beetles and all this. Tidendriya also the little smaller creatures, and again Videndriya kind of will be like small grasshoppers, bugs and all this. Ekendriya is the one which is having only one, that is touch sensation, that is nothing but plants. So always the Jain's food will be going with that of 1, because they'll not feel more pain. Okay, Ekendriya Jiva. That's why that kind of food will be taken by the Jainism during the particular fasting, or also in the regular basis also you will be having with those kinds of foods only. Okay. And in yoga it is told that about mitahara. In Jainism there is like water fasting also. Not only in Jainism, there are other religions only water fasting, like we have Ramadan. Okay, only water will be taken from morning till the evening sunset. Okay. Not even water, or not even they'll allow to swallow their saliva. That is kind of dry fasting is there in their kind of religion. Okay, but there is also something called as, in Christianity they will eat only 1 meal per day. They will not go for complete fasting. That is also called as fasting. That is why in Bhagavad Gita and also in Hatha Yoga Pradipika book in yoga, it is told about mitahara. It is that susnigdha maduraharascha tat chaturte shivavarjitaha bhujyate shiva samprite mitaharasa uchyate. It means what? Like susnigdha madurahara, that is good kind of food which smells good, and the seasonal food which you should be eating, so that you should leave your stomach 1/4 empty. You should not always fill your stomach. What happens? Digestion will not happen. You should always fill your stomach with half of the solid food, 1/4 of the water or liquid, and 1/4 you should leave empty, so that you will be having good place for the digestion also. This is already told in the Vedic textures or the books itself. Okay, and how Shiva eats. Shiva eats only little amount of food. So how he eats with the mitahara, we also should follow the same thing to reduce the diseases. Okay, and these days what we follow in the form of fasting. And the present thing what they are following is something called as intermittent fasting. You might have heard. This is very common in the people. They call it as dieting. What few people will do to reduce the weight, especially girls, or they are very conscious, my weight should not increase. You will skip your breakfast, you will eat only 1 meal per day. Okay, that to irregular timings. That and all is not good. If you are follow it very properly and strictly, and not eating any kind of junk food. That is mitahara to be followed. And why this kind of like it is told that ginger and garlic is to be avoided, right? So this ginger and garlic, why it should be avoided? I'm sorry, give me a moment. Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so we have this ginger and garlic. Why it should be avoided is nothing but, in Jains it is told that the root vegetables are not eaten. But scientifically when we are speaking, they are the food which increase the heat inside your body. They are rajasic kind of food. In yoga, we have three types of food, that is sattvic, rajasic and tamasic kind of food. That is, sattvic is which makes your mental health balance. Rajasic is which increases your heat in your body, and tamasic which makes you dull. Okay, rajasic makes you angry or anxious or increase pitta in your body. Already in rainy season, your pitta will be already increased, and now if you're eating this kind, still you are putting a burden on the digestive system to digest. That is a scientific reason why you're not eating it. And I have given the research article also down. If you want more information, you can go along with that. And also there is something called as sulfone hydroxyl ions in the garlic. Okay, this ions will damage the brain cells. It is also been told in the research articles itself. Okay, and root vegetables. Why you're not eating root vegetables? It's because this contains a compound called solanine. Solanine will damage your intestine or the gut. For example, I'll give you, there is a water pipe, and if there is a hole in the water pipe, the drainage pipe, you think drainage pipe, it will clear the drainage, and there is a hole in that. What happens? All the waste matter starts coming out, and you will get that bad kind of smell, and you don't feel like staying inside there. Same thing happens inside our body. Our intestine is like the drainage pipe. It removes the waste material from your body. Okay, but this kinds of root vegetables will damage that intestinal lining, leading to the breakdown of the intestinal lining. Now the waste matters enter your body or your blood, leading to lots of diseases. So that is another reason why root vegetables could be avoided for the particular reasons in case of Jainism also, and even during rainy season better to avoid because your immunity is already low. Okay, yoga, as I already told, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic kind of diet. Okay, you are what you eat. I always say this, that don't blame your parents that you have diabetes, they had diabetes and they have sugar, they have BP, I also got that. Don't do that, because it is under your control, because whatever you're eating will affect your genes. Okay, you can change the bad gene what you got from your parents. How? By living a good lifestyle and eating good kind of food and doing fasting also. Okay, sattvic, okay, it's told that sattvika food, the shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Ayus Sattva Balarogyam Sukha Priti Vivardhanam Rasya Snigdha Stira Rudva Aharaha Sattvika Priyaha. It means what? A person who is eating sattvika food, that is fresh, seasonal fruits and vegetables, will be getting more lifespan. Okay, that is told as the sattvika food. And this is a research article which is proving that if sattvika food is plant-based diet, if you're taking that, reduced risk of diabetes by 61% in the vegans. Vegans are the vegetarians who are not even taking the animal products or milk products. It reduces the cholesterol level in your body, and it increases your lifespan. Your the lifespan or the age will be increased. The lifespan will be increased after eating the sattvika kind of food. It keeps you mentally balanced. Rajasika food, that is katu amla lavana tushna tikshna ruksha vidahina aharaha rajasha sheshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha. It means what? If you eat hot, spicy, non-veg, salty and sour kind of food, you like no pani puri, sour kind of food, all that will increase your rajasika quality in your body. That is angry, you're getting irritated, all this will be increased. During the menstrual time also the pain increases, that is called as pain during the menstruation will be more if you're eating rajasic kind of food. So we have to reduce this. If you're eating this, your mentality also will be changed. So food also acts on your mentality, the personality and also the mind. Rajasika food was eaten by the soldiers. Why? They had to fight with the people. They should be aggressive always. So they were feeding with the Rajasika food, the soldiers, but we don't need that. That's why we should always go with the Sattvika food. Here the research article which tells meat will increase the cardiac arrest, that is heart attack is increased by increased take of the meat. Tamasika is nothing but that is which makes you dull, lazy, that is Tamasika, which is kept overnight. Yesterday's food if you're eating today, or cool food if you're eating today, which is fermented. Even the curd is called as Tamasika kind of food. Okay, pickles, because that is fermented. They are containing bacteria. So that should not be taken, which makes you lethargic and tamasic. Okay, and it is told in the shloka, Yatayamam gata rasam puti paryushtam chayat uchishtam api chamedyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna also explained about these three kinds of food. So to become a calm person, sadhus and yogis will always go with the sattvic kind of food. Okay, so alcohol also should be reduced, which leads to the liver diseases, already you would be knowing. And plant-based diet, the research says that in 2021 it is published that if you're eating more fruits and vegetables, the depression is very less in Australian individuals. So same thing, if you're eating good food, that is fruits and vegetables, you don't feel bad or low mood, whatever is seen in these kinds of the present people or the students. Okay, this is another article or the research which says that intake of vegetables and fruits will improve your mental health. How it improves, I'll take just 2 more minutes because this is very important for you to understand. There is an intestine, right? In the intestine, you have some bacteria in your intestine. Okay, that is good bacteria. If that bacteria is very, very important. Your brain and gut, the stomach and the brain is connected, because if you're, for example, you think during exams, you'll stressed, right? You're very much anxious, stressed. What happens to your stomach? You feel like passing stools, or you're feeling like butterflies in the stomach, or urination, because there is kind of stress. The stress in the mind will irritate your stomach. Same way, if any imbalance in the bacteria in the stomach, which will cause the problem in the brain. How is? Because your gut or your stomach intestine is called as the second brain in the humans, because it produces 80% of your happy hormone called serotonin. That is, serotonin is a hormone which helps for making happy. Okay, which makes you less depressive, or it makes you cool and calm all the time. Okay, now your bacteria in the gut will produce this serotonin, and bacteria in the gut will produce the immune cells, immunity. Okay, and now if you're eating very good food like fiber, that will feed your gut bacteria and it will be healthy, and your brain, that is the mind, will also be calm. But if you're eating very bad food, the junk food, pizza, cheese and all this, more salty food, the drink, smoking and all that, it will damage the bacteria will not produce the serotonin, and it leads to low mood or depression in the brain or mind. So this is how your mind and the food and the gut or intestine is related. This is very, very important. There are research articles for this also. Okay, this is how your brain, food and the gut is related. If I speak in deep, there are lots of things to talk about, even this factor. Okay, and there is something I told, the last point is intermittent fasting. That is, intermittent means in Jainism you eat the food before sunset, right? And next day you'll be eating during breakfast. But here in intermittent, before the sunset you eat, the next day food you eat at the afternoon by 11 o'clock. That is 16 hours you will be under fasting, or 14 to 16 hours, and 8 hours of feeding. This is intermittent fasting. During 16 hours of fasting, what happens here is autophagy. There is a Nobel Prize got by a nutritionist called as Yoshinori Oshumi, a Japanese scientist, for discovering autophagy during fasting. Your cell is there, no cell. So this cell will eat all the bad or the toxins or the bacteria or the bad products in your body, and it will produce the new thing in your body. New proteins, new cells will be produced. That is autophagy. Self-eating. Eating yourself and producing new things. Recycling happens in your body during fasting. That is why fasting is very important to heal the disease. It kills all the bad things and it gives new things to the body. For that, what you should give? Time you should give for the body. That is fasting, not eating anything, but juices can be, or the only water can be had during that time. So it is told that during intermittent fasting, skin will be improved, your acne, pimples will reduce, the heart problems will be less, cholesterol reduces, and no problem with your diabetes, that is sugar level reduces, BP reduces, and also in elderly people there will be like memory loss. You might have seen lots of movies are there on Alzheimer's Alzheimer's disease, that is memory loss, which is there in the elderly people. Okay, so this can be prevented by doing the fasting, and your lifespan also increases because the fasting affects on your DNA. Your food affects on your DNA, which helps to increase your lifespan also. Okay, so hereby I conclude my session saying that at least little bit of whatever is being told in the short duration of time what is being given would be helpful for you, so that whatever you're following, you should understand that first and then follow. Then you will be happy and you will get more benefits from that. And before that, starting is very important than thinking that by fasting, I'll feel weak, I have not eaten food. No, your body has stored energy. It will be utilized during the fasting. So don't worry. You have to do it under the surveillance or a particular duration of time accordingly to be done. Then definitely you will get lots of benefits of fasting also. Okay. And I would really thank our principal, Dr. Apar Sauji, for giving me permission or providing me opportunity for giving this session to you people. And I also thank Dr. Padmavati, principal of Shashun Medical College, Shashun Jain College, and Sri Vidya ma'am, and also Dr. Ramadevi ma'am, who has been in touch with me and who has given me the opportunity to present this session in front of you. Thank you one and all for your patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swati. Thank you. You have actually given us a very wide and elaborate manner how to do this Chaturmasya fasting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Now I call upon our guest, Sri Abhinav Kadambi. Now I request COE-A&C Director Dr. Ramadevi Shekhar to offer sapling to our guest Sri Abhinav Kadambi. I now request our guest Sri Abhinav Kadambi to take over the session.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Jinendra, Jai Jagannath. I know it's already very boring to sit like this when you are hungry and listen to lectures. I'm sure that you can hold on for 10 more minutes because as Swami Vivekananda has said, don't teach philosophy to a hungry stomach. And I've been there many times. I was hungry and people were constantly telling me things, and I was hungry. I could not share the fact openly. And I know by the look on your faces that you want me to finish very fast. So we'll finish fast. Okay, so we'll have about 10 minutes where I'll just briefly tell you about the importance of pranayama, and then we'll move ahead with just doing a very simple practice which you can practice wherever you are, whenever you want to. Okay, so when we look at the concept of yoga, usually we are exposed to the idea of keeping the body in different poses, postures, and that is all that is yoga. That is how it is popularly shown on television, social media, wherever you see. But yoga is not merely about what you can see and what you can do with your body, but it is also about something which is not easily seen by the eyes or heard by the ears, something beyond it. So when we talk about this, the easiest thing which anyone can do at any point of time is related to what is born with us. So there are two things which are born with us when the moment we are born. The first thing we are born with is our heartbeat. The second thing that we are born with is our breath. It is the only friend we have from the moment we are born till the moment we die. So the moment we die, what do they say? Prana has left the body. Whichever language you are thinking in, whichever is your mother tongue, you will have some statement similar to this. Prana has left the body. This is what you will say. So the reason we say prana has left the body and no longer the body is functional is because prana is that which is holding the atma or whatever you call it with the body, the physical body. And so this prana is like a bridge between the external world, which is very physical, which can be observed with our sense organs, and the internal world, which cannot be directly observed with our sense organs. And why am I talking about prana when I am talking about the breath? That's because prana is very subtle, cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot be felt with our sense organs. But breath is gross. Gross means which can be experienced with our sense organs. So prana is seen in the form of the breath. So breath is like what you call like a measurement. It is like the measurement for prana itself. So when I say measurement, I am saying if you are able to breathe a long time, if you are happy and healthy, you will have a different kind of breath. If you are sad and gloomy, you will have a different kind of breath. If you are hungry like this, you will have a different kind of breath. So each state of mind will have a different associated breath. So that breath is an indicator of the state of your prana in the body. So when I say body, I am not talking about the physical body which you can see, but a body which is beyond visual perception. So when we talk about prana, we should understand that we cannot directly affect it. The more prana you have, the longer you will live. The more prana you have, the more healthier you will be. The more prana you have, less hungry you will be. I know I am reminding you of hunger, but still it's part of the program. See, we spoke about fasting. We just heard about fasting for such a long time. I'm forced to talk about that also here. When you are fasting, in case you are fasting at any point of time, if your breath is long and subtle, if you are able to have sufficient prana in the body, you will not experience hunger so much. See, first we should understand that pranayama is not only breathing, it is also about something beyond breathing. So the breathing practices that they teach as part of pranayama is meant to take you closer to prana. And in pranayama, there are many methods, many techniques which they are teaching, and you have to practice them in order to see the results. It's not merely listening to or reading and memorizing like writing exams. It's beyond that. You have to do it, experience it to know how effective it will be. We have one interesting practice which you can do at any point of time. I'll just guide you on that. So please sit straight, please sit erect wherever you are sitting. If you're wearing anything tight, please try to loosen it a little. If you're wearing your glasses, please remove them. If you're wearing any watches which are tight, please loosen it or at least keep it down next to you. If you have your phone, please take it off vibration, put it on silent mode. So the next 2 minutes we are going to do one small easy practice. In case you are wearing a mask or something which is tightening you, please remove it. Please keep your eyes closed. Please sit erect. Keep your hands in any position of your choice. Please keep your eyes closed. Eyes closed for the next 2 minutes. Hands in any position. But please keep that position stable for the next 2 minutes. So now, in whatever position you are sitting in, please try to keep your body relaxed and without any movement. If you feel like any movement is coming, please observe that movement. Don't move any part of your body. Slowly bring your attention towards your breath. We will now be doing a very simple breathing practice. If you just know how to count 1 to 4, that will be sufficient for this practice. Next time you inhale, just count from 1 to 4. Okay? And then hold your breath for 1 to 4. Release your breath, exhale 1 to 4, and then hold for 1 to 4. Now I will guide you. Inhale gently, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Now you don't need to breathe like that. Relax, keep your eyes closed and observe how you feel on the inside. Notice if there's any change in the way you breathe, or in the way your body feels, or in the way your thoughts are right now. About 2 minutes ago you had different thoughts. Observe if you have the same kind of thoughts now. 2 minutes ago the body felt different. Do you feel the same way now? Please observe. 2 minutes ago the breath was very different. Notice if the breath is different now. Keeping your eyes closed, please take your palms and rub against each other. Make them as warm as possible and gently place them over your eyes and feel the warmth pass from your palms to your eyes. From there spread to the rest of your face, and from there spread to the rest of the body. Gently drop your hands down, and as you blink, please open your eyes very slowly. Don't be in a hurry. There's no movie here playing, so relaxed. So breathing is very important, and this is a very easy technique for you to bring your focus back to what you're working on. This is just a very basic technique to understand higher levels of breathing. We are not doing all that now because of the lack of time, but what I would recommend here is, whenever you have any headache, whenever you have some kind of pain during your monthly cycles, whenever you feel that you have a lot of stress during your exams, whenever you feel that you are depressed or you feel extremely disturbed at any point of time during your everyday life, please try to bring your attention back to the breath. And if you think that it will help you, try to do this kind of a breathing, where you're inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds. This will help you handle your pain very nicely. Pain in the sense any kind of pain. In fact, if you have any severe problem which requires a medical emergency, if you remember this and you start doing this, you'll start seeing the results immediately. You'll start seeing how healing will be very fast, pain will be very less, and also the entire process will not be as terrible as you probably thought of. With that, we'll close. I'm sure you have time for your break now. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you for your valuable suggestions, sir. Now the forum is open to ask questions. So what all diseases does the pranayama help to cure?
Okay. This will require a lot of elaboration, but I'll keep it very short as much as possible. First thing is, when you look at the health benefits of pranayama, the more pranayama you do, the more prevention of future diseases can happen. So the thing is, according to Ayurveda and Yoga Shastra, what we are of the opinion is that most diseases are caused because of our own problems, because of our own mental issues. We invite diseases to ourselves. We think that we are sad, so more diseases related to sadness will come. We think that we are pitiful, so pity related diseases will come. So you saw in the previous presentation, I don't know if you remember, but she spoke about the doshas, vata, pitta and kapha doshas. So these doshas can be brought into balance when you start doing pranayama properly. See, what we saw now is a very simple technique, but if you learn properly and learn it and practice it for a long time, you will start seeing that firstly, the clarity in your mind will increase. Bodily energy will increase, stamina will increase, your immunity will increase, your ability to focus will increase, your ability to do physical things and also mental things will increase. When I say mental things, I am not talking about going mad or crazy. What I am saying when I say mental is your ability to do intellectual work. You want to study, you will be able to do it better. You want to memorize, it will be better. So when this amount of balance is brought into the system, slowly you will start seeing that the normal diseases which affect you will start coming down. I am not saying that when you get the disease you have to do pranayama. That's not what I am saying. What I am saying is, you start doing pranayama, the disease will not come to you, or even if it comes, the effect will be very less. The other thing is, when you have a disease or if you have some kind of a problem and you start doing pranayama properly in your own way, whichever is possible for you, you will see that healing will improve. So healing will be faster. So I am not saying that this disease, that disease. I am talking about all diseases throughout the spectrum. The entire spectrum of diseases that you may be exposed to, if you do pranayama properly, you will recover very fast. It's not just something to do with typhoid or jaundice, malaria, COVID. So in fact, in my own case, when I had COVID, when I was diagnosed, I was not diagnosed with COVID, but I did have COVID. Then I realized I had COVID. So when I had COVID, I could not get up and do my asana practice properly. I could not go meet my friends. I could not go sit for studying for more than 20 minutes at a time. So what I did myself was, I started doing my own pranayama practice. I made it very simple and I kept doing it every day. And as I kept doing it twice every day, slowly the results started showing up. People who got COVID in the same time as I did, they continued to have symptoms of COVID. But in my case, the symptoms were very reduced and it got healed even faster. So I can tell you from my experience that whatever disease you may have, COVID is a disease of the lungs, and still I am telling you that I recovered from it. So you may have some other disease or you may get some other disease. I cannot say which one, but whatever it is, if you cannot do asana, at least do pranayama, you will get better.
I have a question.
So, thank you very much. I have a question. When we, I think you could have all felt in the same way. When we were doing this pranayama session for 2 minutes as demonstrated by our resource person, so I felt that one of my nostril is only I'm using. So both inhale and exhale for a minute. And consciously I have returned, no, I have to use the right nostril also, left also. So is it, can be changed like that?
So, everything happens in cycles, especially anything to do with nature and especially something to do with the human body. So, just like how we have the moon cycle, we have the sun cycle, we also have breath cycle. So, in our nostrils, once every few minutes, the breath will flow through the left nostril and the right nostril interchangeably, dominantly. That doesn't mean that it will flow only through left nostril all the time or right nostril all the time. Each nostril will have a period of time when the breath will pass through it dominantly. So when we're doing this practice that we did here, we saw that for some time, I don't know if all of you observed, but for some time, left may have been dominant, sometime right may have been dominant. The goal of pranayama and also yoga practice is to balance this, to bring it to a stable equilibrium. So when we start making progress in our asana practice and pranayama practice, you will notice that the breath will pass through both nostrils equally. And when that balance is reached, you will see that the result will be evident in the form of heightened immunity. This clarity, whatever I mentioned to you as the benefits of pranayama, you will see the results more when the breath is balanced in both nostrils.
Thank you, sir. So now I call upon Miss Nikila, intern coordinator, to deliver the oath of thanks.
Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. We, the Center of Excellence Art and Culture, would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Chief Guest, Dr. B.S. Swati, for gracing this occasion with your presence and sharing your valuable thoughts with us. Thank you, ma'am. It's a great privilege to our honorable guest, Shri Abhinav Kadambi, for accepting our invitation and giving us an inspirational speech about pranayama and its benefits. Thank you, sir. Our deep sense of gratitude to our Secretary, Associate Secretary, Principal, and Vice Principal for their constant support, motivation, and encouragement. Our sincere thanks to all the directors, HODs, Student Affairs team, teaching and the non-teaching faculties, technical and BISCOM and admin team, and all support staff for the extensive support. We are thankful to all the enthusiastic participants. Thank the Almighty for blessing us with a successful event. Thank you.